Welcome back to Left and Past. We're back to another video. Today I'm at Westhill Cemetery, and I've come to visit the grave of Dale Singleton, which was a professional motorcycle racer. Dale Singleton was born on August 27, 1955 in Dalton, Georgia. His father bought a motorcycle shop when Singleton was 14, and he began racing local short track races. His father didn't favor Dale pursuing a career in racing, and when Singleton graduated from high school, his father offered to buy him a new car if he would quit racing. Dale said, "Dad, I believe I'll just keep driving this little old Maverick I got here and go to the short tracks on Saturday nights." The Singleton family went to Bike Week at Daytona Beach, Florida every year, and young Dale yearned to have a chance to race on the famous Daytona International Speedway road course. In 1972, he finally got his chance when he and his dad built a bike to race in the Sportsman Amateur Racing Competition. Singleton won his class and became hooked on the speed of road racing, and working with his father also taught Dale to become a malicious mechanic. Dale had the need for speed, said Spencer Singleton, Dale's younger brother, who became part of his brother's racing crew when he turned pro. Spencer also said he had a fearless ability about him and he always had to build his own bikes. It was his way or nothing at all. In 1973, Singleton picked up a sponsorship from racing enthusiast Taylor White and raced a 250 Grand Prix bike as a novice. He progressed steadily up the ladder, and in 1976 he began racing professionally. In his rookie pro season, he showed promise by scoring his first national points in the national road race at Loudon, New Hampshire. Singleton made a huge jump in 1977 when he became a consistent top 10 finisher and earned his first podium result in Sonoma, California. At the end of the 77 season, Singleton was ranked 4th in the final AMA National Road Racing standings. His rise continued in 1978 when he finished runner-up in the final standings and scored his first career win at the Loudon Classic Road Race National. Also in 1978, Singleton began racing abroad, and he was part of the American team in the annual Anglo-American match races. Singleton will always be best remembered for his Daytona wins and when he scored his very first victory in the 200 in 1979. He served notice that he would be a serious threat that year when he earned the pole on his Taylor White-sponsored number 30 Yamaha TZ750. In the race, Singleton and David Aldana emerged as leaders, and the two had a great battle for the lead, until late in the event when Aldana's bike seized, leaving Singleton alone in the lead to take a very popular victory. In the Daytona winner's circle, Singleton brought along a baby pig he called Elmer, and photos of the celebration show a jubilant Singleton crew with Dale holding up a baby pig. Even though Singleton was not really a pig farmer, it was his girlfriend's family who raised pigs, he played up the moniker of being the Flying Pig Farmer. Every year at Daytona, he'd bring a new baby Elmer to the race. He was even offered additional appearance money in European races if he brought Elmer along. Elmer was not one pig, but in fact a series of different baby pigs. In an early 1980s magazine interview, Singleton laughed about having to tramp through muddy old farms in Europe trying to find a new baby pig to buy when he competed overseas. At the end of 1979, Singleton finished a close runner-up in the AMA Road Racing Championships, just 3 points behind Rich Slaughter. In 1980, Singleton finished second at Daytona and won the Pocono, Pennsylvania National, but only finished 4th because he spent much of the season racing in Europe. By 1981, Singleton reached the zenith of his racing career when he won his second Daytona 200, this time against a much deeper field of factory entries, including Yamaha's Kenny Roberts and Honda's Freddie Spencer. Then he faced during the 79 victory. Again, Singleton rode a Yamaha TZ750 he built himself with a sponsorship from Taylor White and Beaulieu and a rental rug manufacturer. When asked about his success at Daytona in the face of big budget teams, Singleton said it all came down to preparation and race strategy. Most of my advantage at Daytona is the fact that I got to the level I'm at by doing my own thing mechanically, Singleton explained after winning his second Daytona 200. I know the inside of my box engine like the back of my hand. When I race Daytona, I increase the tolerances and build it to last. I'm real aware of the small details and know how to push the bike when it counts. I know how easy it is to run an engine turning 11,000 RPM at 180 miles an hour. As far as strategy, I always try to stay in touch with the leaders, but not show my hand too early. It's the last 20 laps or so of the race when I would start to gamble a bit, sliding both wheels and really making that final push to the checker flag, Singleton said. Singleton went on to win the AMA National Road Racing Championship in 1981. It was the culmination of a sure and steady ascent up the ranks of American road racing. Racing earned Singleton the money to build a beautiful home in the foothills of northern Georgia. He also had a large workshop where he prepped his race machines. Having reached the top in American motorcycle racing, Singleton retired from two wheels after the 1982 season and began to pursue a career in NASCAR racing. In 1985, he died in a private plane crash while traveling from a stock car race. Years later, Singleton's brother restored Dale's Daytona-winning Yamaha, and the bike was presented to the Daytona International Speedway's museum during an emotional ceremony on the 20th anniversary of Singleton's second win in the 200. Singleton's Yamaha was also on display at the Motorcycle Hall of Fame Museum for a year. One of the all-time fan favorites in AMA road racing history, Singleton will always be remembered for his against all odd victories at Daytona and his flying pig farmer persona. And this is the grave of Dale Singleton. It says resting in the arms of Jesus, August 27th, 1955 to September 1st, 1985. And they have a portrait of him right here on his grave. And buried right next to him is his father, C.E. Singleton, January 21st, 1925 to May 30th, 2006. And it says, Dad, my hero. And there is a portrait of him. And his father was in the military. C.E. Singleton, Private First Class U.S. Army, World War II, January 21st, 1925, May 30th, 2006, Purple Heart. And right here is his mother, June Acuff Singleton, the greatest mom in the world, as it reads, July 2nd, 1925 to March 27th, 2014. And there is her portrait. And there is his signature. Two-time winner of the Daytona 200 Motorcycle Classic, 1979 and 1981. U.S. Road Racing Champion, 1981. And here is the trophies that he was awarded for both of those wins. And on the back of his mom's grave has one of my favorite Bible verses, Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. Absolutely love that verse. Okay, that's me all for today, guys. Hope you did enjoy that video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. And also subscribe down below if you haven't already, because it helps me out a whole lot, and it's also free. So definitely do that if you haven't already. But I hope you all did enjoy that video. With all that said, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.